Coming up on the all-new Unleashed podcast, we'll dive into the story of Unleashed, how we got to where we are now. Plus, Black Friday is around the corner, and we have some great deals for you. And what is going on with all that renovation? We'll talk about it all coming up on the Unleashed podcast.
Take me to play, 'cause I really like to go there. I will have some fun. I'll be soaking up the sun. Unleash the joy. Come stay and play. Unleash the fun. Unleash the fun. Unleash the joy. Come stay and play. Unleash the fun. Unleash the fun.
All right, I'm Ben Larson, the owner of Unleashed, and happy to bring you into the Unleashed podcast, our first ever episode. We got a lot of good stuff planned for you on the podcast, talking all about Unleashed, and not just about what we do at Unleashed and what's going on at Unleashed, and there is a lot going on at Unleashed, but we'll dive in as well to things that can help. For instance, can't wait for next week's show because we have Fern Camacho on. He's been helping us out with a lot of things, including our staff training of daycare and our handlers and how to watch for, signs and behaviors in dogs and things like that. But he has a whole video series that we are including in our Black Friday deals that I'll tell you about coming up. And he's going to join us to explain it a little bit and tell you why it's so cool to be able to get these as part of the package. So that's all coming up next week on the episode. In future episodes, we'll have a lot of different people on as guests to talk about how you can become a better pet parent. Tips, things you might not have known, educational opportunities, and we'll have some fun with the whole thing. Not only members of our staff can join the podcast, but people from outside the staff, like Fern, can come in and really have a good sense of what's going on in the pet industry world, the pet care industry world, and how to care for your pets and how to just again get some good tips about not only your dogs, but maybe your cats. Because remember, at Unleashed we board cats as well, so we need to have some tips and tricks about that. And I'm just really excited. We've been having a good time with Unleashed so far. I'll tell you all about that coming up in a little bit, but and how we got to here. But we've just been enjoying it, and I wanted to be able to bring something like this to you so that you could have another resource. Because what we want to do is become a great pet care facility, and not only with dog grooming, daycare, and boarding, and cat boarding, but also a chance to have you become educated. We're going to offer some training services to a certain extent, and then also maybe have some of those opportunities for you to help learn at home about how to care for your dogs, how to train your dogs, how to get your dog to stop doing that behavior that you can't stand. We'll have some of those resources for you as well, and as we grow, I'm excited to have you grow with us here, and this podcast is going to be part of that, so it's very exciting. Before we get into all that, I wanted to present, I guess is the right word, our faux sponsor for the day, and that is Socks Full of Dog Hair. Yes, that's our faux sponsor. It means fake sponsor, if you're not paying attention. Unpaid sponsor, but one I thought was important to share. Now, this picture right here is a picture of my daughter's socks. I won't share which daughter. You know who you are. Dragged out from under the couch. And what do we see on those socks? Yes, a bunch of golden retriever hair. Why? Because my dogs, Buster and Toby, live here. Okay? And I'm sure if you're watching this podcast, listening to this podcast, you probably have a dog. I'm assuming that's kind of a match for what we're targeting here in our demographic. And you probably have some dog hair problems. Well, you probably come across this scene with your own socks, your kids' socks, or socks that got left in a corner, or socks that maybe didn't even get left in a corner. You're just wearing around the house, and this is the problem, right? Look, we've got the solution at Unleashed for this type of thing. It's called our shed control treatment. So just a little tidbit. Check out our shed control treatment at Unleashed because that is where you can pull away a lot of that hair. We leave a lot of the hair that you saw in that picture on our floor, not your floor. So check out our grooming services at Unleashed. You can always visit our website, unleashedmadison.com, and take a look at that whole thing because it's a little tough when you get the socks, just kind of dealing with that. So we'll talk more about those services as we move along as well, just to share a bit about how they work and get you a little bit more education about why it's important to, not only from grooming, but maybe enrichment, to have some of those services and to use some of the services we offer here at Unleashed. So I wanted to get into, basically on our first podcast, reliving and having some insight into our story here with Unleashed. We've been around now for 4 years. So as you probably know, or may not know, I shouldn't say probably, you may or may not know that Unleashed, the business that used to be in our space was called Rose Run Kennels, run by a husband and wife who'd owned it for approximately 25 years. And we bought it from them back in 2019. And it was a great thing. My previous experience was in sports broadcasting. I was on some radio shows around the state of Wisconsin, including in the Madison area. Left that field right around the time that my wife and I had our first daughter because, unfortunately, and this is just a true crime of society, they don't pay sports broadcasters enough. I know. I'll just give you a moment to pause and be sad about that. Of all the travesties that are going on in the world right now, sports broadcasters don't make enough money to raise a family. So I had to move on and get a sales job, which I didn't like. And eventually, my wife, who's a veterinarian, and the cause of all the joy in my life and all of the things that have become important in my life are pretty much come through her. We decided that we wanted to pursue owning a pet care facility, kenneling, daycare, grooming, potentially some veterinary work, that sort of thing, right? And so we searched around for a while, and eventually this opportunity came up to purchase Rose Run Kennels, the couple, Walt and Linda, retiring, and we had a chance to buy it in 2019. So when we did, it was awesome. I told my oldest daughter, again, the cause of me having to leave sports broadcasting, I never let her forget it. I told my oldest daughter that at the time I said, look, this is pretty good. A lot of people love their dogs. More and more people are getting dogs. The population in the area is only growing. A lot of people moving to the east side of Madison, Cottage Grove, McFarland, Stoughton, East Madison, Monona. It's going to be great. We're going to get a really good business here. I'm looking forward to it. We see some exciting things that we can make as far as changes and bring more to the business. The only thing that could ever get in the way of us being successful is obviously a worldwide catastrophe. So I guess what I'm trying to say is COVID was my fault. Okay? COVID was my fault because I said that on the day we purchased Unleashed, which also was, by the way, Friday the 13th. I don't know what genius thought that was a good idea. But anyway, that was the day we bought Unleashed in 2019. And I said that to her, I think, right on that day. I'm pretty sure I did. And 6 months later, COVID came. So I'm sorry about that. My bad. I guess I kind of caused COVID. But, how could I know, right? So COVID was a little rough. We were shut down for 6 weeks straight. We didn't have a single dog stay with us in terms of boarding. We had some daycare dogs, but nobody boarded with us. It's kind of a ghost town. It was a little rough that time. I won't lie. I had to kind of fight through some emotions. We got through it. And then boarding picked up a little bit as things began to open a little bit, but not much. It wasn't until the following June of 2021, when Dane County opened up officially, that we saw a significant increase in our boarding business and daycare business. And I thought, so this is what it's supposed to be like. And it was, and it's been pretty good since then. However, COVID was not done with us. I got COVID at Christmas time, 2021, which was pretty rough because we had a lot of dogs boarding with us, but that's neither here nor there. We got through it. So I've had it. We got through it. And then we started to kind of restart, and the story's been good since then, really. We've seen some steady growth, thanks in large part to you. If you're a customer of ours, or if you're not yet, we keep seeing that growth. Come on in. And it's been a lot of fun. We've had some good stories. We've had some good times. And we've been able to grow our staff. We've added some very talented people to be our dog handlers, some trainers, management. And we've just had a wonderful time growing Unleashed. You can see them, by the way, on our website, unleashedmadison.com. If you go to our story and our staff, you can check out the wonderful staff that makes Unleashed tick every day. And it's been fantastic. We've had a couple of people now with us for a few years. In fact, we inherited Katie, Teresa, Amy, our groomer. They came from Rose Run Kennels and stayed with us, and they've been with us, in Teresa and Amy's case, 15 plus years. Katie's been with us for more than 6 years now, all told. And Katie is the wonderful person you hear on the phone whenever you call Unleashed. She's the pleasant voice greeting you to book reservations or answer questions, or a lot of times just chit-chat with you. She's great at that. So we appreciate that. The staff's been fantastic, and we are looking at a great future. We started our massive renovation back in August of 2022, I guess, a little over a year ago. We took the whole west side outdoor play area and we turned it into 3 separate play yards. We use one area for some better holding pens for dogs that can't have group play, and then 2 different play decks. A third one on that side is going to be added this coming spring. And then we worked on the interior back in February and March. If you were with us at the time, you remember that we had to really innovate. We turned our garage into our lobby temporarily, the garage of the house on site, and then we completely gutted the interior of the kennel. We literally put a new floor in, 4 inches of concrete with an epoxy topping. We revamped the grooming room to add a whole grooming station and another tub, so there's 2 of each now in there, so we can have plenty of room to groom and give baths and other grooming services to your dogs. And then we redid the entire kennel allotment. So we have 50 enclosures of new Mason kennels, which are a huge step up from what was there before. And we're looking forward to more renovations. Right now, as we speak, we have a lobby that is going to be a permanent lobby now, where the garage of the old house was, or the house is still there. We're converting the house as we go. There's going to be a garage that got turned into, the garage area, I should say, is turning into our new lobby, which will provide a lot more space. We're looking to open that up officially after Thanksgiving, so between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so we're looking forward to that. We've expanded our parking lot already. The pavement's not quite there yet as we record this podcast, but the expansion is there, so you can change the way you park, and I'll be having some fun videos about that coming up hopefully next week and in the next couple of weeks at least, as we kind of get you acclimated to how things are changing. But the customer experience is going to change at Unleashed. The renovation happening, we're going to continue with that more and more next summer as well, as we look to renovate the entire east side play areas and the covered area. Oh my goodness, so much going on, and such a bright future for Unleashed. So really looking forward to it. It's been a blast so far. It's been a challenge, but also just a lot of fun and super enjoyable to really share it with you and to grow as we do this exciting thing, right? And we turn this into what we're aiming to be, which is Madison's #1 pet care facility. And we're looking forward to that journey continuing as we grow and grow going into the future. So I'm going to get to our Black Friday specials in a little bit, because there are some cool things going on. Black Friday, we got some good sales going on, like any good business. We've got some good discounts and some good package deals for you coming up. But before did that, I wanted to share this week's Pet of the Week as I open it up, and it is Mona. Mona has been with us for quite some time. Actually, before we took over, Mona was with us. She's one of the OGs at Unleashed. And if you go into our lobby here this week, you can see a picture and dedication. Our Facebook page as well, a nice video of Mona playing on the play deck. But she is, if you look at some of her statistics here, her fun facts. Again, member of the Unleashed pack since 2019, but came to Rose Run before that. Her best friend is Buster, who is my dog. So they play together on the play yard, and another golden retriever, Oscar. So Buster's a golden, Oscar's a golden. She loves goldens. What can she say? But she's been great, very vocal, likes to bark a lot. When she sees you coming, she lets you know she sees you. So it's been a pleasure to have Mona with us for the entirety, I guess you'd say, of Unleashed, and it's been a joy. We do a Pet of the Week every week. You can watch our Facebook page for that with fun videos and fun facts about the Pet of the Week. Of course, this week it's Mona. So let's talk about our Black Friday specials, okay? This is going to be pretty cool. If you're already with us in our daycare, or if you haven't been, it's a good chance to try it. We've got specials for new customers, and we've got specials for our existing customers. First one is the Tremendous 10. That's 11 days of daycare for the price of 10, plus one go-home bath, so we can just give you a simple shampoo, wash, dry. Your dogs are going to smell fresh going home. So we'll give you one of those. 5 Kong enrichments where they get to have a frozen Kong. It can be peanut butter. It can be pumpkin. It can be applesauce. You choose. And at midday, when the dogs come in for a little break, they can enjoy a nice Kong treat that will take a good 20 minutes to work through, a good stimulating enrichment activity for your dog. Those come with this package. And then 2 activity enrichments. We choose from a list of activities, which we'll show you here when you want to purchase this package. And it's a lot of different cool things we have. We have agility, slat mill. We have the ability to do a ball pit, things like snuffle mats or just a walk on our 3 acres of green space, a nature walk, individual fetch. So there's a ton of enrichment activities as we shift, and we'll tell you about this in the coming weeks, to an enrichment-based daycare. So we're very excited about that, to bring that to you and become Madison's premier enrichment-based daycare spot. So it's just going to be, there's just so much cool stuff coming up at Unleashed. And then we've got 3 training courses that are included with this, and you'll have access to. It's actually several hours of training videos. You don't have to engage in all of them, but they're available to you from Fern Camacho of Fern Dog Training. You can check his stuff out at ferndogtraining.com. Fern's actually going to be a guest on this podcast coming up next week to talk about his training videos. So it's pretty cool. And they are awesome. They are so awesome. We use his stuff to train our staff on how to handle our daycare dogs and how to handle the packs. So we use them. So it's not just like I'm just taking this guy out of the blue and saying, hey, try this. We use them, and we find tremendous value in what Fern has to offer. He has a great way of just communicating to you if you've never had been experienced with dog training or have an idea of what it takes to train your dog. You can kind of see the videos. It makes sense, and you can participate in training your dog and being a good owner and trainer, but also just example for your dog every day. So it's really cool. The Tremendous 20 is our other Black Friday deal for existing customers. 22 days of daycare for the price of 20, plus 2 go-home baths, so you can choose twice to get your dog freshed up and smelling good. Still the 5 Kong enrichments, but 4 activity enrichments you can choose from over the course of the 20-day use here, 22-day use, I guess. And then there's still the 3 training courses from Fern, so you can check that out. Oh, let me get my head out of the way here. I didn't realize it was in the way. The Black Friday deal price there of $550. It has a worth, actually, of over $700 when you add all this stuff up. So a big savings there and a chance to really take advantage of some good stuff on Black Friday. What about if you are a new customer, or if you are maybe have a friend who could be a new customer and want to give a gift? Well, we've got those newbies as well. So for new customers only, 50% off any grooming service. So if you have a dog that you've never tried our grooming services before, you're a new customer to Unleashed and you want to try us out, hey, we'll give you 50% off the price of any grooming service. If you have a big, hairy, double-coated dog who needs a full groom, 50% off. If you just need a good full-service bath or a shed control treatment where we get all the hair out of your dog, remember that picture I showed back in the beginning with those hairy socks? You want that hair not on your home floor, but on our floor instead? 50% off a shed control treatment. So it's really worth checking us out. If you're shopping for a friend and you want to get, or a family member, and you want to get them this deal, again, we'll communicate on that and get you the right gift certificate and right idea of a price that you can pay that is going to equate to half off that grooming service too. So the grooming one takes a little bit of communication, but totally worth it. We will talk to you and get all the figures, and we'll get you off a gift certificate that has the right price and that you can pay for if you're buying for either yourself or a friend. We'll help you figure that out. What if you just want to try daycare and you've never had been to Unleashed before or tried Unleashed? 50% off a 5-day daycare package. This is awesome because you get 50% off. It's only $72.50 for 5 days. We will evaluate your dog, let you know which pack he or she plays best in, and give you all types of recommendations for what is best for your dog your dog's at Unleashed. And again, 50% off to get started and try us out at Unleashed, again, for either you or a friend. And you can purchase that as a gift as well. So those are our Black Friday deals. They'll be on social media as well, our Facebook page, our Instagram as well. And we'll put them on TikTok as well if you're following us on TikTok at all. But you can check it out. They start on Thanksgiving Day. They'll be available for online purchase, and they'll run through Cyber Monday at least. Might extend them, but definitely through Cyber Monday, the Monday after Thanksgiving, and you get a chance to purchase these deals only this time of year. We only run these deals with all these discounts this time of year for Black Friday, so now's the time to get in and check them out there. So it's pretty cool, a chance to really get in and get involved if you're looking to be a new customer here at Unleashed. So that's all I have to say this week. Again, so grateful to be here, having a chance to do this. I mean, I'll be very honest with you. I have clearly, this is a little crazy, right? This guy who owns a dog kennel and boarding, grooming daycare business is like, I'll just do a podcast about it. Yeah, I get that. A little strange. However, that's what I do. Because I'm a sports broadcaster at heart, and I thought, this is a great way to bring our story and what we're trying to do to you, to help you understand what we're all about and how we can help you and help your pets be better at Unleashed, how we can help them just enjoy a lot of great experiences, socialize, learn more, help you train, help you to be a better pet owner. That's what we're all about as we expand, as we grow into this new lobby. We'll have a more retail section with some products that can help you again that are unique, right? One of them being the video series training that we've been talking about with Fern, who will be on the podcast next week. So again, things like that we're super excited about, just elated to be able to bring it to you and to be able to have some fun, hopefully on a weekly basis. It might not be quite weekly to start this podcast, but could be at some point. And I want to bring a bunch of different experts and perspectives as guests onto the show, again, starting next week with Fern. So looking forward to that, and just really scratching an itch in terms of my need, shall we say, to be to have a podcast, to do a host, to be a sports. Well, I'm not talking about sports here, but to be on broadcasting again, it's kind of my thing. So very excited to be able to do that and do it in terms of in relation to Unleashed, which has just been such a blessing and so much fun to be a part of and to help grow over the last several years. So more to come. We'll have another show dropping next week. Looking forward to that, and wishing you happy holidays, of course. We're full for boarding for Thanksgiving. We are running a wait list. We are just about full for Christmas. So if you have not booked for Christmas yet, be sure to get in, because we're going to start a wait list there too. And so really a lot of high demand for our boarding services, especially over the holidays. So keep in mind that's taking place. And then we'll tell you all about our new enrichment-based daycare, which is launching in 2024. Full service launching, enrichment daycare, structured daycare for our standard daycare dogs and the packs that they're in now. And then we'll have a lot of enrichment activities that we'll tell you all about coming up as part of our enrichment activity and enrichment-based daycare coming up. So that's just going to be a blast as we launch that in 2024. So until then, have a great week as you get ready for Thanksgiving. Enjoy yourselves. Get ready for all the fun and festivities, and we'll look forward to it as well. Have a great week, like I said. Enjoy yourself. We'll talk to you again next week on the Unleashed podcast.